Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Luke here, and it's been 3 weeks since Rugby League 26 released, and I thought with all the videos that I've done, I've been quite negative on the game, but I've also done plenty of videos too of just me playing the game, obviously being excited, kind of enjoying it to some degree, so I thought it was only fitting that I do a little bit of an update video, and let me tell you, it's not going to be positive, I'll tell you that much. If you came here thinking that I was going to be like, oh my god, the game's amazing, the game's sick, or the updates have been absolutely perfect, definitely not the case. And honestly, I think Big Ant even themselves know that this game still isn't great, but like where the game is right now, I believe isn't too far from what I kind of expected when the game released. And I don't necessarily mean that in a good way, but like where the game is right now, that's pretty much what I expected on release when they're talking about this day one patch and all that sort of stuff. I expected it would be at this point. So much to work on with the game still. There's so many glitches, so many errors. If you're looking to pick up this game, I would suggest hold off a little bit even further. Even in terms of pro team and all that sort of stuff, like there's still a lot of stuff to work on. And I know Matt Galaxy did a video kind of like on Big Ant's perspective on the game. And honestly, like it kind of doesn't really change too much. Like it was just like a little bit of, you know, behind the scenes, if you want to call that. But basically, just covered kind of like the little small details like player scans and things like that. New South Wales Cup. A lot of comments about it, but personally, I could give two shits about New South Wales Cup being in the game. I'm not going to be going playing with the New South Wales Cup Bulldogs side, I'll tell you that much. It's just kind of the principle of like, they should probably be in the game if they've been in Rugby League Live 4, Rugby League Live 3, I think maybe even Rugby League Live 2 possibly, but they've been in previous games and then they're not in this one. I guess it's kind of just the principle of it. But facts are facts. So like we're 3 weeks in and they're still talking about the possibility of maybe international teams will come into the game. Like it's crazy that I can't just go and play with Australia. I can't go play with New Zealand. I can't play with England. It seems to be like a staple of sports games that you would have the international teams in the game. And I just want to point out that, yeah, like we are kind of under the assumption that the game will eventually have these sort of features in it. But it's just crazy to me that we're 3 weeks in and we're still trying to get things that were in Rugby League Live 4 and they might be in Rugby League 26, considering it is basically the exact same gameplay. And I just want to point out, it is the exact same gameplay. I'm telling you that. 100% is the exact same gameplay. People will tell you otherwise. I'm here to tell you, the vast majority will tell you it is Rugby League Live 4 gameplay. Now, personally, I like to play online, and I actually have fun playing online, and I probably would have had fun on Rugby League Live 4. It's just the fact that people didn't really play online too much, especially towards the back end of it. But I feel like I would have had a lot of fun playing at like a pro team sort of mode on Rugby League Live 4 as well. It didn't have it. So that's like the only thing they have going for it from Rugby League Live 4 to pro team is that there's just a lot more people playing the game. It's not a game from 2017, it's a game from 2025. So a lot more people have just bought the game, they're still giving it a go. But like it's still the exact same gameplay, let's be real. They chucked in a few animations and this whole like little narrative that they had the animations ready to go and you know they got taken out beforehand. It is plausible, but at the same time, they've added them in and a little step, there's a little hit and spin animation, and they looked so dog shit that they took them out of the game within a couple of days. And because of how the Big Ant sort of is, and especially Ross on Twitter, a lot of the stuff he says, it doesn't really add up to what you see in the game. So it's hard to just take his word for it, and this is why I really struggle, and I really wish we could just like look at his tweets and look at things he says and say, okay, we believe it. But he's got history of saying things and then not delivering. And then you see like proof in the pudding where we have these animations that they apparently had in the game they've been working on for so long, the step and all that sort of stuff. And we saw it there for a couple of days. Everyone clowns on it. I say everyone, but there's like a little small minority who are very vocal, a vocal minority who are like, oh wow, this is so good. We'd love to see it. But I know from you guys got to see it. I was talking about the step. I did a whole video going over it and I was like, this just looks absolutely ridiculous. Like that's kind of just the fact of it. I literally just played a simple game. I was trying to look for new animations and all that sort of stuff. And this is stuff that Ross had said throughout the lead up that we're going to have hundreds of new animations, all that sort of stuff. And that stuff has kind of dried up a little bit. Like there's a few new cutscenes, but in terms of animations in the game, we've got the palms and shoulder barges and stuff. That is really good. That's really good. I can't say anything bad about that. They look good, they work well, all that sort of stuff. But in terms of the step and all that, we reverted back to Rugby League Live 4. It's essentially what's happened. And there was no sort of explanation as to like, oh, well, we're just going to fine tune it or it's going to come back at some point. No, they just straight up took it out and you're just playing it and you're like, oh, wait, it's gone back. And I guess what I've got to point out too is that like majority of people aren't going to check Twitter and they're not going to be checking update notes and looking for things that like, oh, well, what's exactly changed? Has this changed? Has that changed? They're not going to be doing that. They're just loading up the game and they're going on and they're like, oh, this is taken out or this is added in. Whenever I'm playing updates of any other games, I'm not like, hey, let me quickly check the patch notes. That's just not what happens. So if someone was to ask me 3 weeks on, is this game worth buying? I still don't think it's any more worth buying than it was 3 weeks ago. Now, in a couple of months' time, depends how you look at things. I feel like majority of people, they've already purchased the game and they've refunded it. Now, if you're someone who refunded it at the start, I still don't think the game's really that much better. And there's been so many little patches and there's been so much information on this is going to get changed and that's going to change and this is going to change and that's going to change. And then when I play the game, not too much happens. We still have a lot of things that I feel like they legitimately don't know how to fix. In terms of like making subs, it still doesn't show you the player percentage of subs. Now they've done little things like at halftime your player rejuvenates, but I feel like they've kind of nerfed it fully where you're literally starting with a whole fresh backline. And that obviously isn't the case in real life. So there's little parts of it where they kind of have the right idea with things, but they haven't executed well. And I get the sentiment that well, if they just do another couple more patches, they'll get it right. But it's like, how many more months do we need to wait for it to actually be half decent? And the off season's coming up, all the new games coming out. People are going to stop playing this game. People have already stopped playing this game. Go on TikTok, go on YouTube. Look at all these ones who are making videos. They're not making it anymore. Because they're like, the game's dead to them. It's not flavor of the month anymore. But realistically, the game is a lot better than it was on release. But the whole argument is it good enough to actually buy? And I personally, like, if I had seen all this sort of stuff and I wasn't a content creator who making videos, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have just looked at the gameplay and I would have seen all the people posting videos and I would have seen a lot of the complaints. Because as much as people want to like claim that, oh, we're just being harsh on it or we're just haters, but this is the majority. The majority of people are saying that this game isn't good. And I don't want to sit here and say that I'm not having fun on it, because I am having fun on the game, but I'm only having fun in one game mode, and that's online. Offline is total dog shit. If you've played the game, you know exactly what I mean. It's the same errors from Rugby League Live 4. It's the same sort of bugs, the same sort of glitches. It's the same gameplay. It's the same set moves. It's like if you've played the game for Rugby League Live 4 and you played it a significant amount of time, you can literally tell what the computer is going to do. I don't think I've really lost a game against a computer. I genuinely don't think I've lost a game against a computer. And I wouldn't even consider myself a good player against a computer. It's just the fact that it's so readable and like you can exploit it as much as you want. And unfortunately, there's plenty of people who exploit the game online. There's so many little things like running from dummy half, attacking the goal line. It's so hard to defend. Just even dummy half runs in general are so hard to defend. But there's so many errors with it, and I feel like a lot of people are too scared to call it out. And it really does my head in that people aren't actually like speaking the truth about this game. It's like they're worried that Big Ant won't make another game. And like maybe I am being a little harsh on the game, but also at the same time, I don't think I'm not speaking anything that isn't factually correct. They added animation into the game. Some of them were good. Some of them were total dog shit, and they took them out of the game, and we haven't seen them back since. It makes you think, like, well, these animations, were they made before the game? Because you'd think if they had all this time and it was supposed to be in the game and it got taken out last minute, you think it would have been half decent, but instead it looked diabolical. People clowning it online. The general gameplay itself, other than the stats going back to what they kind of were in Rugby League Live 4, like, it doesn't seem any different. Like, the big changes I've seen people say are, like, improvements in the game are literally just, they made it a lot more like Rugby League Live 4 than Rugby League 26. That's pretty much it. Like, the forwards are still pretty overpowered, to be honest, but, the backs are actually fast. Like, okay, well, it's a Rugby League game. Does that not make sense? Imagine playing FIFA and your wingers are slower than your centre mids. It wouldn't make sense. Or your centre backs. Imagine it was probably more comparable to your centre backs and goalkeepers are faster than your wingers. And then all of a sudden the wingers are faster. It's like, well, that's how it's supposed to be. That's not something we should like clap our hands about. That's something that should just be a given. But like we're kind of giving them credit for fixing shit that was so bad when it was released. And again, this is going to be something that the vocal minority are going to be like, oh, he's just a hater. He just has nothing to say good about the game. I will say online, things are good. Generally, I feel like the only way to play this game is online. And that's why I can kind of understand some people who purely play online, like this game is good. Because online, it is kind of fun. Plenty of errors in terms of grubbers and knock-ons and that sort of stuff. It's literally game-breaking. And you can lose games purely because the guy just runs it to the line, kicks it at you and gets the ball back. you can literally lose games from that. And there's so many people would be turned off by that. We don't want to mention that though, because I'm just a hater, right? But that's the reality of the situation. Like, if you're playing online, you can 100% beat a guy just because you're purely better than them, but also you can get cheesed so hard that you just lose the game because the game is broken. So it depends, like, if you're coming up against a cheeser, do you want to like sink to their level and do the same thing and win? Or do you want to like still try and, you know, have some morals, I guess is the best way to put it. Like that's kind of what you gotta look at. And a lot of other sports games don't have that dilemma. And this doesn't even involve all like the pro team stuff, the pro team dilemma, contracts, in terms of like pay to win. It definitely is a pay to win game. You're coming up against sides. Everyone's got a god squad right now. And you can definitely tell when people have put money into it. Because right now I haven't really put much money into it, but I have put money into it. I have a couple blue cards here and there, but there's people who have literally full blue teams. And the problem is you don't even know if you're taking on these god squads until you get stepped every game and palmed every game. And then you have people who are like, oh, well, I guess you're just bad at the game. Newsflash, I think I've lost like 3 games maybe out of like 20, 25 games. I'm good at the game. I will smash you on it 100%. Just before you comment that, I will destroy you at the game. That's no ifs or buts. But I guess like at the start of this video, my whole point was, is the game worth buying after 3 weeks? And again, like I said, like maybe at best. If you haven't already bought it though, like you may as well just wait. You just may as well wait and wait for all the other fixes to come in. Because like a lot of people have the game already and are kind of like waiting for the game to get half decent. We've already purchased it though. If I were just someone buying it brand new, why would you not wait for it to just actually get pretty good? And you got to remember that, again, vocal minority. We're guys who are like passionate about the game, diehards, who are always going to buy the game. This is for the ones who were like, oh, Rugby League game, I kind of like Rugby League, I wouldn't mind playing it. Be kind of like me buying like the rugby game or the AFL game. Like, I wouldn't mind just seeing what it's like. If you're someone in that category, definitely do not buy this game. For everyone else, you probably already have the game. So you understand exactly what I mean. You've either played the game and you're like, oh, well, I'll hold off and I'll see what happens and maybe you'll get a little bit better, or you refunded it. Like, it's as simple as that. There's a reason there's so many content creators who used to be posting every day and posting career mode videos and be a pro videos and all that sort of stuff, and you aren't seeing it. You simply aren't seeing offline game modes. Like, chat, leave in the comment section below. Is there anyone who's doing like proper series, uploading every day, like posting passionate videos like I used to do every day? And even up until Rugby League Live 4, I'll be posting, you know, the vast majority of my videos are offline games. I'll be making like 4 or 5 videos a week. You don't see that anymore. Even your Odd One X's in Insane, they aren't posting like, hey, here's my career mode video. Like, they're doing it every now and again, but they're not doing it as consistently as what you would think for a game that just come out. And there's a reason for that, and I think it's because the game just isn't fun online, especially if you played Rugby League Live 4. Now, if we had jumped from Rugby League Live 3 to Rugby League 26, different story, because you can tell that was a complete different game, but realistically, it's just not fun. I'm even watching people do like career mode videos, and I feel like despite them having a like potential system, it seems like it's a lot of the same issues where by season 2, season 3, your fullbacks are 99, your halfbacks are 99, your locks are 98, like all this sort of stuff. Like, I don't know exactly how they've done it. Like, it's got a facelift, just in terms of looking at it as a visual, but in terms of the actual gameplay itself, in terms of how it actually works, seems to be the same sort of issues we had in Rugby League Live 4. But regardless though, I'm a Rugby League fan. As Clarky said, we're all going to buy the game. We're all going to like spend money on the game. It is disappointing that the game is kind of in a situation as it is, that the fact that we're 3 weeks in with all these patches and we're still looking at things like, oh, well, you can't even do a grubber without it getting caught a knock on, or, you know, accidental offside, just little things like that. And genuinely, I think the problem is the fact that it's built on Rugby League Live 4, a game that was made in 2017 for 2017 rules, and like they're trying to translate it to 2025. And for whatever reason, if you want to say they didn't have much time to do it, whatever, like it's still on them. They've charged $100 for us to come play a beta essentially, and that's what it is. Like, what they're doing right now, they did it for Rugby 25, and even Rugby 25. Like, debatable, it's like 2 years on, and a lot of people still tell you it's pretty unplayable. But we're playing like a beta. We're getting updates every few days. We're getting some sort of update. Some work, some don't. They add it in, they take it back out. That's what a beta is. That's what they should have done. But instead, we got sold a game that was supposed to be like the full finished product, and it definitely wasn't. Everyone knows it wasn't at this point. I'm not trying to debate that, but it's just the fact that now it's kind of like if you don't agree with it, and it's going to be a month in, and there's still going to be absolutely broken things in the game, and people are going to stop playing it even more than what they have. And if you comment on it, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. You don't understand. You don't understand the bigger picture. And it's like, well, the bigger picture is that they have no history in terms of actually fixing these games. Like, that's kind of just reality of the situation. But like, I didn't want to come on here and be so negative, because the game is a lot better, and it is kind of what I expected at this point in 3 weeks in. But when I say I expected it, the 3 weeks in, I expected it on day one, not 3 weeks in. It just feels wrong for me for everyone to go out and, go to their local shop and buy a game for $100 or buy a digital version and go spend money on a pro team game, and then have the game quite literally be just not functional in a lot of ways. And again, like I said, I think there's a reason that you aren't seeing any offline gameplay. Predominantly, all the content that was made in terms of Rugby League Live 4, it was all offline content. You're not really seeing that too much. And the ones who are doing it, like, they're not really getting crazy amount of views or anything for a brand new game. And I think that's because a lot of people gave it a chance, they got burned by it, and then they just bailed. Anyways, I'm intrigued to see your thoughts and your comments, in the comment section below. Like, 3 weeks in, is this what you expected? Is it better? Is it worse? Do you think the game has potential? That's like the thing. It's almost like the plays in the game. We have so much potential, but it's like, should we be talking about a game with potential when we've already bought the game? I mean, we're not doing a Kickstarter. I'm not doing anything like that. Like, the hype for the game was 3 weeks ago. It was diabolical. It's a little bit better now. I'm intrigued to see if you guys are happy with it, because I feel like the majority are not happy with the game still. Even to this point, they're not happy with it. There's good parts of the game. Like I said, online has a lot of upside to it. But at the same time, another month or two, is there going to be a lot of people playing online? That's the actual question of it. Because I feel like once the NRL season dies, this game dies too. Basically, I don't see Rugby League 26 being popular actually in 2026. I think once the off season hits, this game's done. Like, I'll eat my words for it. Feel free to clip it, but that's what I feel like. Rugby League 26, once the 2025 season ends, done. It's absolutely done. But anyways, I'm going to wrap things up here. Thanks for watching. A little bit of a ranty sort of video, but I sort of had to be said, because, I mean, I've been getting called a hater, but I've also done videos where I'm enjoying the video. So I thought I'd just give some perspective that, yeah, the game is fun in some aspects of it, but there's so much to work on, and I don't think we should be giving them a pat on the back because the game is a little bit better than the launch, because the launch was one of the worst I've ever seen. We don't give them credit for taking the game from like a 3 out of 10 to like a 5 out of 10. Like, the game still isn't great. So I guess that's just my perspective of it. Like I said, leave in the comment section below if you really disagree. Feel free to go in depth. I'm sure people will be responding if I don't respond myself. But yeah, I'm going to end things here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See yous. Well, that's the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. You know the drill at this point. Everybody YouTuber says it. Just go ahead and do it. It'd really help me out. Also, why not go ahead and check out some of these other videos that are on the screen right now.